In the game. It's in the game. It's the Chicago Bears and the Kansas City Chiefs. All that and more coming up next.
It is still summer in the Midwest and a pleasant summer day as we are set for football at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis, thrilled to be with you from the broadcast booth. And partner, before we get this thing started, what are you going to be watching?
Who gets off to a fast start? In horse racing terms, they talk about catching a flyer out of the gate. Who sets the pace and makes the other team chase?
Here's Cairo Santos now, ready to get this one started. And into a sea of red, we're underway in Kansas City. And able to get this out to the 25. Here's the Chiefs offense for their first possession, and it's Patrick Mahomes at quarterback.
And simply put, for many, he's the gold standard for quarterbacks in today's NFL because of his ability to create, find the open man, use all the different arm angles that he has. He's a complete package, and boy, his team loves to play around him.
And Mahomes going to put it up right away. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
It's zone defense right away here defensively, and I know that these linebackers and DBs are going to be tested throughout. They passed the first test, though. This one falls incomplete.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now here's Mahomes. Now this one complete. It's Rashee Rice. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. They'll try for the first with Pacheco, and he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. It's a gain of 3, and it gets him the first. Faced with their first 3rd down conversion opportunity and able to punch it through and pick it up on the ground.
And to me, doing it on the ground sends a different type of a message than throwing the football. And, you know, let's face it, we've done a lot of games together. How often have we seen 3rd down turn into an automatic passing down no matter what the yardage?
Yeah, and last thing you want, that opening drive to go 3 and out. You got everything scripted, lined up. Let's get some points on the board, and they're able to avoid that 3 and out. So the completion results there in 9 yards, and it'll bring up a 2nd and short. A first carry for Samaje Perine. But now he appears to be in some pain. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 47. Mahomes going to throw. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. Well, he was just trying to contain DeAndre Hopkins, and he got a little too close.
And because of his ability to line up in different spots on the field and come at you from different angles, different guys have to cover him, and all of them have the same issue, How do you do it without interfering? In this case, it didn't get done.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Mahomes. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
Now they're coming up on play number 8 of this opening drive, but they're looking at a 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
Thanks to his effort, they now have a big choice to make here. He just ran them into field goal range with that one, so here come the choices. Do they kick it here, or do they trust him to make another big play and possibly get a first down?
So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. From the right hash, this from 48. Butker's kick here is good, and the Chiefs are out to a 3-0 lead. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was hoping for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their rookie quarterback, the latest in a long line of NFL QBs from USC.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
First carry for DeAndre Swift. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Once again, it's Swift. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Here's 3rd and 9. To throw, it's Williams. That is caught, and he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. When you give up points on the opening drive, in this case a field goal, you'd hate to go 3 and out. They avoid that.
They do, and it's also walking that fine line mentally, too, as a coach, isn't it? Because you want to emphasize to your team exactly what you said. All right, we gave up a field goal. Let's go back and at least equal that, guys. But if we don't, you don't want them to feel like it's the end of the world either. Nice that they were able to pick up the first down there, help them relax a little bit.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Now it's 2nd and 10. Here's a handoff to Swift running left. And he'll pick up about 3 there, up to the 43. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places. and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8. Here's Williams. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They start on the ground with Pirine. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter from Arrowhead. It's the Chiefs in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. On play action, it's Mahomes. That ball caught. It's Rice. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
That one good for 37 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Here's Mahomes to throw. That is caught inside the 5. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. And between the last 2 plays, they moved it over half the length of the football field.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
Pacheco will get down close to the goal line, but not in, as he'll be marked down at the 1. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding him out on 1st down, and this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
2nd and goal from the 1. Now Mahomes. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line. Montez Sweat, the man that time to fight in and drop him.
When you're this close to the goal line, you got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
Now from back at the 9 after that last play, this is 3rd and goal. In motion, the tight end. Here's Mahomes, 3rd and goal. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. That's sacked by Tremaine Edmonds.
And it appears to me that someone's defensive coordinator is jockeying for a raise. A sack on 2nd and goal, a sack on 3rd and goal, now brings up a decision on 4th down.
So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. This from 36 yards out. Butker's kick here is good, and they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. They are still in search of their first points of the ball game, but only down 6-0 as they begin with a first down. Looking to throw is Williams. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. And he'll take this forward for about 5 as we have come upon the 2-minute warning. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. To throw, Williams. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Williams from the gun on 3rd down. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have the Bears first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down because they did not want to give the ball up here late in the half. They'd love to take the clock all the way down and score. This will definitely help the cause.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. He'll drop this one off to Swift. They'll wind up getting just a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 9. To the air, Williams. That's caught. It's DeAndre Carter. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Here comes 3rd and the length of the football. Throwing again here, Williams. And the Chiefs are going to get him. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Here comes the Bears punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Chiefs going to go back on offense here late in this first half. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Mahomes now to throw. It's Kelsey on the ground. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. To throw, it's Mahomes. He finds Hopkins complete. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Here's 2nd and 3. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now it's Mahomes again. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Mahomes finding Juju there for the Kansas City first.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. Oh, he's going to be brought down there in the field of play, and the clock will run, no timeouts. They will not have the chance to bring out the field goal unit. So a couple of field goals, that's all we've been able to muster through 2 quarters of play. 6-0 is our count at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. The Bears going to see the football first, and they trail here as we get back underway to start this second half. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Now the Bears offense set to go to begin the 3rd quarter. This is a game, Charles, that's been fairly starved for offense. Really not much in that first half. We'll see if they can get something going here as we look toward the 3rd quarter.
And not just a chance to finally get a little more offense going, but to erase that small deficit they currently trailed by. I think they'd send a pretty powerful message to the opposite sideline if they drive it right down the field coming out of the half.
Third quarter starts with a run from Swift. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that'll bring up second down. Throwing is Williams. And he'll go right back to Allen. That's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll leave them with a 3rd and 2. That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic and people wanting to put a little contact on him. Really well done.
They'll try and run here with Swift. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Here's 2nd and 7. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 46 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Swift. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Open man is Komet, the tight end. And he'll get positive yardage there as he'll be touchdown.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. From the 9, 2nd and 5. Off the bootleg, it's Williams. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. DJ Moore, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Bears are an extra point away now from moving out in front.
An excellent, long, sustained offensive drive. And now they can look across the field and see a defense that looks a little bit beaten down. Right now, as an offensive coordinator, you're thinking to yourself, can I dial up the knockout punch?
Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. He's got it, and they take the lead at 7-6. That time, a 9-play drive. And it concludes with a touchdown reception by DJ Moore. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, 1-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth, almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side, trying to match each other.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. Throwing now is Mahomes. Another pass into the reliable hands of Kelsey. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. Mahomes going to throw. That's into the hands of Worthy. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Mahomes to throw once more. That's into the hands of Worthy once again. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. And we've got a dandy here. A 1-point game as we begin the fourth. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd down and 3. Here's Mahomes to throw. He'll get this out to his running back, Pirine. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Chiefs first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
He'll get this complete to Worthy. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A good pickup there, a 22.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. Now Mahomes. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. Xavier Worthy, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Chiefs answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th quarter lead. Plenty of scoring here of late, and our lead changes hands now in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, they just gave up a touchdown the other end, so they knew that with time getting short, they had to put something together here, and they were able to do so and retake the lead right back.
So now a big spot here as the Chiefs will indeed go for 2. Mahomes will throw for it. And this one's caught. And their 4th quarter lead grows by a couple more. And, of course, on the 2-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Chicago offense set to get started. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the fourth quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive. They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. 1st and 10 here. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he powers his way up past the 30. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Off the play fake, it's Williams. It got his man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a first down.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the fourth. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 41. To throw, it's Williams. And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. Tershawn Wharton picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has, but in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense, I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. To throw, Williams. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. That's George Karlaftis, who fought his way through the line to bury him.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long. Looking to throw is Williams. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And they've got a 4th down now in a game that, to be honest, has been pretty much everything we could have asked for. It's gotta have it time. 4th and 9. They'll go. Here's Williams. There's a short throw. It's caught by Kmet. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down.
Pardon, you got to like what they're doing right there. Little by little, they're getting closer. Another good pickup.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. They'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
They'll come up now on 2nd down. Back to throw. Caught by Allen.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
The Arrowhead crowd in full roar. Here's 3rd down. Back to throw. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. So an electrifying run there as he calls his own number and takes it all the way.
Brings a new dynamic to this offense, doesn't he? And right now I'm picturing the offensive coordinator, the head coach in their minds, drawing up some more running plays for this guy because he brings some excitement to this offense.
And just a young rookie, a lot of electricity yet to come in this career. Santos now to add the PAT. And no sweat, he puts it through, and we are tied here in the fourth. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And the touchdown and PAT mean we are tied here in the final minute of play. This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Chiefs offense and Patrick Mahomes headed back onto the field. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. Here's 1st and 10. Mahomes looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Rice. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. Here's 2nd down. Mahomes finding Kelsey. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Final minute, 1 timeout remaining. 1st and 10. Here's Mahomes. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hopkins. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Very sharp here to start this drive, 3 for 3.
Yeah, I like the way he's running this 2-minute drill. Very sharp, very precise in throwing the football.
This is 1st and 10. Mahomes to throw it. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. There have been quite a few plays they might look back on and say, we really have hurt ourselves, and that was another example.
And this is late-game execution. Everything on the line, so it all has to come together properly. The throw's made. Where's the catch? Got to catch in that spot.
Mahomes. He'll check this one down to Pacheco. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Everything right now resting on the right foot of Harrison Butker. This to almost certainly win the football game. And this one is right down the middle. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. And you know, in an era of cost-cutting and maximizing your roster, this is a club that does not skimp on special teams, and in these situations, it pays dividends.
And that's great vision by the organization. When the difference between winning or losing depends on who you have kicking the ball, would you rather have a street free agent out there or a solid pro like this? Answer's pretty evident to me.
Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. That's going to be taken at the goal line, and he'll return it. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner. Although on that last play they were so backed up, it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like how you stayed with it because we both knew that this had to go down to the last play, and neither side was going to exhale until that play concluded because we've seen the improbable before. A couple of laterals, maybe some poor defense on the back end. They might have gone all the way to the end zone. In this case, though, it didn't happen. Perhaps next time.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Chiefs victorious here as we say so long from Arrowhead.